Welcome to this second batch of translations, and in some of these we're going to be covering one or two things with verbs that we haven't yet done in the course. So it's going to reveal some of the gaps that we need to fill in. Let's get started with this first example. We have, I like to listen to music while I run around the lake. It's something I do every morning. My job can be stressful, so it's very important for me to find the time to relax. My wife prefers to exercise in the gym, but it's not for me. The atmosphere is too sterile. I prefer to be outside, closer to nature. We begin with I like, which is a handle, me gusta, and then a verb, to listen to. This is escuchar. Music is música, with an accent here. And mientras is for while. While is mientras. Now we have a verb to run, which is correr, like that. And I run would be corro, like this. Around the lake, you remember that word por, where we could use it for around, by, through, lots of little things like that. It's going to be perfect here. So por. And then the lake, in Spanish they say, or it sounds like the lagoon, would be la laguna. So that's our first sentence. Me gusta escuchar música mientras corro por la laguna. Now we have, it's something I do every morning. So let's do all that at once. Es algo que hago cada mañana. The word for my job is mi trabajo. We've come across that word now a few times in these translations. And then can is going to be puede, for it can. Now we have be stressful. So here it's just a general use. If we think about it like this, it's stressful would be es estresante. So the verb here, to be, is going to be ser, because it's just a general usage of it is. So rather than estar, we're going to be using ser, because if we were to say it is stressful, it would be es estresante. So coming from ser. So my job, it can be stressful. We're going to take the full verb ser here. And this one is estresante. So it's like that. Then we have así que for here. It's very important for me. Let's do all that at once. Es muy importante para mí. The verb to find is encontrar. And then the time to relax. Well, it would sound more natural in Spanish to just say time to relax. So tiempo. And then to relax implies in order to relax. So we throw in para. And now this verb, to relax, is what's known as a reflexive verb. And this is something that we have touched on with me gusta, the handle, but we haven't really looked deeply into reflexive verbs yet. And this is an example, a good example of where we would use one. So this would be, the verb to relax is relajar, but because it's reflexive, we throw in me onto the end of it in order to relax myself, relajarme. Now we have my wife. We had mi esposo for my husband, and it's mi esposa for my wife. So just changing to an A there. And this would be she prefers. So would be prefiere for she prefers. Mi esposa prefiere to exercise. Here we have another reflexive verb. So the verb to exercise would be, let's say, ejercitar, 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 ejercitar. But because it's reflexive, it gets added se, to literally to exercise herself, ejercitarse. Then we have in the gym, would be en el gimnasio. En el gimnasio. But it's not for me. Let's do all this at once. Pero no es para mí. The atmosphere, la atmosfera, is too sterile, so this is going to be S. General usage of it is. And two is demasiado. And sterile is quite close. It's estéril, with an accent over the E here. Estéril. Es demasiado estéril. Now we have I prefer. So we had prefiere for he, she, or it prefers, so it would be prefiero for I prefer, like that. Now, to be outside, isn't this talking about location? So this is going to be estar, and the word for outside is afuera. Then we have this ending phrase here, closer to nature. So that would be más cerca, and then to nature, after cerca, it tends to be followed by de, cerca de, cerca de. It doesn't really fit in with English, but it does sound natural in Spanish. Cerca de whatever. So it will be cerca de la naturaleza is nature. Naturaleza, like that. Más cerca de la naturaleza. This cerca de, you see that a lot in different examples. So you'll get used to having cerca followed by this de here. So let's review now our translation. We have, me gusta escuchar música mientras corro por la laguna. Es algo que hago cada mañana. Mi trabajo puede ser estresante, así que es muy importante para mí encontrar tiempo para relajarme. Here we have reflexive verb. Mi esposa prefiere ejercitarse, reflexive again, en el gimnasio, pero no es para mí. La atmósfera es demasiado estéril. Prefiero estar afuera, más cerca de la naturaleza.